Viewer's discretion. Before getting into today's video, please note that the animals seen here possess medically significant venom and should not be kept by the novice hobbyist. Attempts to replicate the actions seen here or to own these animals should be considered thoroughly before doing so. I have many years of experience keeping arachnids with medically significant stings and bites, and while I'm excited to show you guys these beautiful animals, the last thing I'd want is for you to run out afterwards and purchase one without knowing the responsibility and risks involved. Please do your research and please exercise caution. Never handle these animals. Thank you.
What's up everybody, welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Dion and you're watching Reptiliatus. In today's video we're going to be doing an update on my 7 scorpions. We're going to learn a little bit about how they've been doing and why it is that these make fascinating pets that aren't necessarily for everyone, but for those who want to exercise responsibility and privilege of keeping them can be very rewarding inhabitants to keep. Alright, let's get into it. If you're new here, my name is Dion. I make videos about specialty pets such as reptiles, amphibians, and every kinds of cool invertebrates. So if that's something you're interested in learning about, definitely consider subscribing down below and dinging that little notification bell afterwards so you don't miss any of my future uploads. I do my best to post one full-length video a week, as well as several YouTube shorts.
This is not a true scorpion. This animal is a Vinegaroon. Anyhow, they're closely related to Ambipigli, the whip scorpions. As you can see, they have or evolved one set of like little feelers. So you can see if you stimulate the animal by moving around or disturbing the substrate, they use those little feelers as sensory organs to stalk and find their prey. And then they have these large boxing barbed pedipalps that allow them to snare their prey and the chelicerae. And then what's interesting, the reason they call them a Vinegaroon is that the tail there is sort of like a small hose that can project a mild acid that has a vinegar smell. Funny enough, vinegar is also quite acidic, so the whole thing just kind of checks out. It's a very interesting animal. Go ahead and offer this girl a superworm. Oh my goodness! Holy macaroni, she got that good. And there you can see the little chelicerae sort of mouth parts that go piercing into the side of the superworm. But those pedipalps have some incredible force as well, and they're able to do quite a bit of damage. I've been pinched by them before, and it's not fun, let me tell you. It's a really cool animal. So out of this world, truly. It's like an extraterrestrial creature or being. Hope you guys loved meeting this animal. I'm actually gonna try redoing the enclosure. I gave her, she has like a hide in here, like a cave, but she keeps burying it and digging around. I'm gonna try redoing this with the excavator clay, which is the same thing I used to create the sand gecko enclosure. We're gonna try redoing it like that, mixing some of that into the soil so that she can hold some burrows better, because these animals really do love digging a lot. I don't know what she's doing in here. She's making a mess. I'm constantly changing out the water dish, as long as she's happy, but I think having some kind of substrate the hole better would be to her benefit. All right, enjoy your meal, girl. The next scorpion we're going to check on here is Achilles. He is my Pandinus imperator, the emperor scorpion. Unfortunately, these animals have become increasingly rare in the hobby, with captive representation pretty well being the only source. Now that's not the unfortunate thing. The unfortunate thing is that I think people kind of miss the memo that these are going to become very rare, and most of them, most of the supply in the trade was fed by wild-caught specimens, so there aren't a lot of them around. I have this lone male, and I've been desperately looking for a captive bred female in Canada. It's been very hard. This is him. I've had him since the end of 2018, and yeah, he's going strong. He was an adult when I got him, so it's pretty cool that he's been alive this long. I've tried offering this animal some plants in the past. You may have seen that in some of my other footage, or the scorpion, but he just kind of bulldozes everything, so seems to be how he's happy. Right now, what we're gonna do is try and offer him something to eat. Here I have a Zoophobus Mario. This is a superworm beetle. So when the superworm becomes this beetle, it's like a type of darkling beetle. So we'll see what he thinks of that. Oh shoot. Uh-oh. Well, it kind of seems like he wasn't very interested in eating that, so maybe we can try something different. Maybe he'd like a superworm. He does love these normally. See if his reaction's any different. This is the larval stage of the same beetle we just offered him. Come on, little guy. Little guy who's not so little. Okay, that's fine. You're not hungry. At least as far as I... Oh, okay. What the heck? I guess he changed his mind. Oh, jeez. Ay. How the scorpions eat. They're chelicerae. Crazy like that. They can just grab their prey and cut into it and begin feeding so quickly. A lot more like eating than a tarantula, it seems. Oh my goodness, look at him. Oh, there's a close-up. Well, he looks happy with his food, so I guess we'll let him just keep eating and move on to the next scorpion.
For today's question of the day, I'd like to ask you all how you feel about people keeping pets that are venomous. You may or may not know there's a whole scope of different animals that are kept as family pets that possess venom. It could be honeybees. Some people consider those to be pets. We could also be talking about a marine aquarium containing different types of anemones. Those are actually venomous animals, and various other fish that also possess venom. Or we can take it over to the terrestrial side and discuss the logistics surrounding keeping venomous snakes, arachnids, and more. I'd love to know what you think about keeping these sorts of animals. Maybe it has to do with the responsibility and dangers associated with it. Maybe it's about how they're rewarding, how you can do so safely, and more. Let's have a meaningful conversation surrounding the topic of keeping hots. Reptiliatus community, you know what to do. Comment down below. As always, I'll give your comment a heart and we can engage a little bit of a conversation. Thanks so much. Let's get back to the video.
Okay, the next scorpion we're gonna feed here, Heterometrus salinus. Let's see if they'll take superworm. Whoa! Holy macaroni. Beautiful scorpion. Absolutely gorgeous. So this is the other one. And this is how it goes sometimes, friends. It's hard to put together a feeding video because you think you might take it for granted, all these cool takedown shots. You have to feed so many animals to get those shots. Sometimes animals don't want to eat. So you have to delay the release of a video, all that fun stuff. That is not telling me that the animal is hungry. Ay, 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 ay. This beetle's lucky. It's really dodging death. Well, we could just see if we can offer them a superworm. Would you like a superworm? Okay, they grabbed it. Are they gonna eat it though? Sometimes if you just gently... Nope. You like that superworm again? Alright, I'm gonna feed this to a tarantula since it's been smushed. Poor thing. Okay, we're gonna feed this superworm to my female... or one of my female Brachypelma homore, Mexican red knee. This is again the one that got pinched. Whee! Alright, let's move on. Alright guys, here's where things get real. This is a male Hottentotta Franz Werneri. We're gonna go ahead and feed him now. Now, I guess you could say this update is a feeding video as much as it is an update because it's sort of the only way we can get these animals to come out. Have a closer look at him here. Oh my gosh. Holy macaroni. Well, that makes up for the lack of takedowns from the other species. Holy moly. That is so awesome. Very, very enthusiastic about eating in comparison. Now, naturally, we don't want to be stung by any scorpion we're keeping as a pet. But as far as the species that I show in this video, these especially are not a genus you want to be tagged by. No Hottentotta, please. It's hot, just like the name suggests. I'll put his little hide back. Sir, thank you so much for actually eating. I was worried that I wasn't gonna have a video there for a sec. Now, this next one is the female Hottentotta Franz Werneri. For this one, we're going to gently lift her hide up. Little one who packs a punch, getting a little rambunctious, so I took away her hide. Once she settles down, we're gonna try offering her a mealworm, something different as opposed to a cricket like everyone else has been getting. She should settle shortly. Now she is looking a bit larger, which means she could potentially be going into pre-molt, in which case she probably wouldn't want to eat. Let's see if there's any interest. Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness. Wow. And just like that, you can only imagine what that venom does to an insect because they're pretty well instantly immobilized as soon as there's a sting. Not much movement from the prey insect afterwards. You gotta imagine this animal's probably coming from a very harsh environment and needs to make every opportunity to eat count. If it comes across an insect, it needs to be able to take it down fast and make sure it's gonna get a meal. The chelicerae going in for a nibble will eventually break through that exoskeleton and get to start eating. You can see now that she's kind of getting through there. All right, we're gonna put her hide back and move on to the next species, which is Hottentotta jayakari. Second last scorpion. This is the Hottentotta jayakari, and this animal here specifically is a male. Oh, did he get it? Nope, he missed. It's like last second he went from being defensive to interested. Oh my goodness. Holy camole. That was pretty intense, friends. Hide goes back. Fancy little branch goes back. Pretty crazy. Wow. Very happy to be eating. Just so you guys know, I usually feed these scorpions once every 2 to 3 weeks on average. They definitely don't need to be eating more often than that. Oh, there we go, going in. At least that venom acts fast. All right, let's try the beetle with the female, and that'll be the last one.
Friends, as always, I'd like to take a quick moment to sincerely thank my patrons over on the Patreon platform. If you're looking for a different way you can support the channel beyond watching my videos, commenting, and thumbsing up, which by the way will always be the most important thing you can do and the easiest way to support, there's Patreon though. For as little as $2 a month, you can become a Patreon supporter and unlock a whole slew of different perks. Discounts on merch, direct line of communication with me, Reptiliatus, as well as a bunch of cool sneak peeks and exclusive content and videos. For more information, check out the link down the video description. And as always, every video we do, I give a shout out to the newest patrons. So today, we're thanking Jasmine, who is my newest patron who joined since the last time we did in-video shout outs. Thank you so much, Jasmine. I look forward to having meaningful conversations with you soon on the platform. And thank you everyone else for your consideration and for your patronage and support. Let's get back to the video.
Okay, everybody. This is the last scorpion we're doing before we have an update on my arachnid keeping and some other cool animals. This is the female Hottentotta jayakari. Let's try that beetle again. Okay. Alright, this beetle is just, you cheated death so much, you get to live inside my MBK enclosure. This is Kira's terrarium. You can live here, okay? I feel like if you didn't get eaten that many times, it would be criminal to try and feed you to something else. Enjoy. Back to feeding this incredible scorpion. Let's see if she'll take a cricket. I'm confident she will. Whoa, that was intense. Holy macaroni. Again, the venom just acts so fast. That is wild. She is just munching away on that cricket's head. Oof. Well, friends, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this update on all my scorpion species that I have currently. They're really fun, really interesting animals to keep. Obviously, depending on which species you're working with, they require an immense level of maturity and responsibility. Notice my hands never go into the enclosures. And all these containers are kept inside a locked tank also for extra security, because I might be responsible, someone else visiting might not be, so they're locked away. But in any case, I really hope you enjoyed the update, and please do stick around because we have some serious stuff to talk about as far as the future of me keeping invertebrates is concerned.
The direction I'm thinking about going with my arachnid keeping. Now, don't get too worried. It is going to be serious, but I think that it's a step in the right direction. Friends, you know by now that I actually keep quite a few spiders. A lot of them don't make it into the camera shot, and that's because they're probably smaller slings or just species that are less interested in eating on camera, things like that. And frankly speaking, as I've shared before in my community page, some of my tarantula and arachnid content just doesn't perform the way I hope it will. And that's really defeating as a creator who's putting so much time into creating videos. Yeah, it's not just about the money, but at the end of the day, I'm doing this full time. So when I make a video that gets so few views compared to what I make this reptile or amphibian related, it's very discouraging and doesn't make me feel like I can logically put out more arachnid content like I'd love to be able to do. That being said, I still push forward and keep trying to release content about arachnids, and I do see that audience and interest is growing a bit, but it's tough. The best thing you can do, by the way, if you want to see more arachnid content, is watch those videos. Give them a view, support me, it means so much. But I'll keep posting, just can't be as often if it's not gonna get the views I need it to get. I hope that makes sense, and I hope it doesn't come across as greedy or anything. Thank you for your consideration. With regards to how I keep my arachnids though, going back to that, sorry, you know me, I deviate a little bit. I thought that was an important thing to touch on. I've been considering downsizing. Now, before you get all worried, when I say this, it's because I'd like to be able to have fewer spiders, but keep them in larger enclosures, maybe even planted like I used to way back when. And I think that that helps emulate a higher standard of care and also maybe more rewarding for the viewer experience. So I'm looking at doing like 12 by 12 by 18 enclosures for an adult Poecilotheria, 12 by 12 by 12s for some of your common sized old world or new world terrestrials. And then again, that'll result in having less space because each spider has more, but it means that I'll have to downsize a little bit on how many I'm keeping. A lot of that will just be like, okay, well, I have 3 of the same species. Maybe we'll reduce it to 1 female representing each species. And I would really like to focus on certain genera. I, as you may or may not know, love Poecilotheria so much. They're my favorite tarantula genus. It's hard to narrow it down, but probably I can safely say Poecilotheria are my favorite. So don't worry if you like seeing Brachypelma and other cool tarantulas, my Theraphosas, those aren't going anywhere. I am still going to be keeping New World species, but I'm going to put a lot more focus into the genera that I'm very passionate about. It's very easy to fall into a sort of gotta catch them all mentality because they're very easy to care for, and at least as they grow, they require very limited amounts of space. And I'd like to kind of change gears as I'm trying to articulate here and again, focus on larger homes. And I think that with that comes the ability to observe new behaviors. You give them more space, you give them plants to interact with, and these animals do things you don't see when they're in bins and such. Now, the downside of this is it sometimes is harder to get some of the cool angles I've been able to get with a larger bin and the whole top being open, but with front opening enclosures and being systematic about how we articulate hides, that should still be possible. You should still be able to get some cool angles. So with that all being said, I'm curious to know, do you support this decision? Are you bummed that there's gonna be less spiders? And again, by that regard, we're not talking that many less. There's still gonna be dozens of tarantulas to see. And frankly speaking, when I do a feeding video on these animals, it's still gonna be like 20 minutes long. If there's 12 spiders featured in the video. And I'm looking at ways to reduce that length and really refine the process. Alas, I'm thinking out loud. I appreciate your time with it, but I just wanted to add that to the end of this video. So I hope you guys see the merit in this thought process. And again, I'd love to know your opinions and what you think on this decision. And on the note of me wanting to work with more Poecilotheria and really refining the group of tarantulas and other arachnids I'm keeping, I have recently acquired some amazing animals that I'm excited to be working with again. Friends, I just got my hands on a Poecilotheria tigrinowacelli female, as well as a Poecilotheria rufulata female. And for the first time ever in my care, I got my hands on a female. You see, I'm so jittery and excited about it, I can't even talk. Female Megaphobema mesomelas, which is a really cool, more montane species of tarantula native to Costa Rica. Very hard to come by these days, let alone an adult female. I want to take a moment to sincerely thank Logan, who I purchased these animals from. He hooked me up with some beautiful spiders and some beautiful enclosures that will sort of emulate the standard I'm hoping to continue to create in this room with my arachnids. Now I'm going to be redoing these tanks. Let me know if you want to see a video on me doing that. If you want to see how I set up these tarantulas, plant it and everything, clean them up, I can certainly consider doing that. And one more thing, you're gonna hate this. I'm so sorry. I'm providing you with a small update. It's the least I can do. The tree monitor build is being delayed slightly. Now, that enclosure is pretty well done, but I have a few things I want to add, and I talked to Paul from Custom Reptile Habitats about working out delaying the release because I want everything to be perfect. Friends, this isn't something we can rush. The plants that are growing in that tank need time to acclimate and root properly. If you've noticed, most of the plants in my tree monitor builds are taking some heavy beating. They climb around, they jump on everything. If those plants aren't established before I introduce them to the terrarium, it's gonna be a poop show in there, and we cannot have that. So we've decided that we're going to delay the video by a bit to allow things to acclimate. As a gift to you and as my sincere apologies, I will be providing you all with a very quick sneak peek coming up so you can see where we're at with it to build some hype too before doing the proper release. So thank you for your patience with that. I'm really excited. I think the video is gonna be so worth the wait. You're gonna love this build. But yes, unfortunately, it is being delayed a little bit. I needed to give you that update. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be awesome. Friends, with that all being said, I'm gonna end the video here. I sincerely hope you enjoyed watching. Hope you liked seeing the update on Achilles and all the other wonderful scorpions. Don't forget to answer today's question of the day. Thank you so much for your consideration becoming a Patreon supporter. If you wanna see more videos pertaining to keeping scorpions, check out the playlist up above. Otherwise, I can't wait to see you all again very soon for our upcoming video. And, well, Happy New Year to everybody as well. Hope you had a wonderful holiday season so far, up until now, and I hope you have a safe, fun, Happy New Year. Take care, everybody. See you soon. Exciting things coming.